Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to create contacts in Brevo and add data in Google Sheets for Webhook response. I want that whenever a new response is captured through Webhook by Pabbly, automatically a record should be created in my Google Sheets by adding a new row. And at last I also want to add a new contact in my Brevo by using the same response. So how we are going to do this process automatically and effortlessly? For that we will have to integrate all these applications, and because they do not have any kind of native integration between them, therefore we are going to use an automation and integration software Pabbly Connect to do that. So what we are going to do, we have Webhook by Pabbly in our trigger and Google Sheets and Brevo in our actions. So we will be connecting all of them by using Pabbly Connect. And in order to learn the entire process step by step, let me take you all to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn that whenever we receive a new form response through .form that is going to be captured in Pabbly Connect by using Webhook by Pabbly, automatically that form response will be added in our Google Sheet in the form of a record, and if that particular person who have filled the form will be of the age of above 18, then we want to add that person as a form of a new contact in our Brevo. So let's start learning this process step by step. First of all, in order to create the workflow, we have to come on our browser, and then in the address bar we have to search for pabbly.com/connect. And when we do that, we will come on the landing page of this software. Here we can find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you have to click on sign up for free to create your free new account in just 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks to explore this amazing software. Now because I'm already an existing user, I am clicking on sign in. After coming on all apps section, we can find all the products offered by Pabbly, and to create this workflow we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now on Pabbly Connect, and as we do that we will come on the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So this is the dashboard, and here we can find all the workflows which we create, and to create a new workflow we are going to click on the create workflow option given on right corner with blue color. So let's click on it, and now a dialog box is appeared in front of us which is asking us to provide a suitable name to this workflow. So let's give it a name as Webhook by Pabbly to Google Sheets to Brevo. Now after giving the name to the workflow, let's click on create. And as we do that, we can find that two windows are open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. So what are trigger and actions? So trigger and actions are the building blocks on which the entire workflow of this automation runs. Here we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have multiple actions as we want. And the trigger here says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards the trigger. So let's start creating the workflow. First of all, we have to select our trigger application. So we want that whenever a new webhook response is captured through form submission here in Pabbly Connect, we want to run this workflow. So that means the webhook response is our trigger here. So for that, we will have to select our trigger application as Webhook by Pabbly. Selected, and now our webhook URL is provided to us along with some instructions which we have to follow in order to connect our form with Pabbly Connect. So for the form submission, here I am taking .form, but you can select any of the form builder application or any other application which uses webhook in order to connect. So now let me tell you how we have to connect this webhook URL in .form. First of all, we have to copy it from here, and after that we have to paste this URL in the integration section of our form in .form. Okay, so let me take you to .form. So this is the form which is named as contact form, which we are going to use for capturing the webhook response in Pabbly Connect. So this is the preview of the form. Now after selecting this form, we have to go on the settings option from top. After coming on settings, we can find from the left side integration, and after coming on integrations, in this box we have to search for webhooks. Select it, and now here we have to paste the URL which we have copied just now from Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let's paste it over here and then click on complete integration. Done. So here it is showing that our integration is ready, and that means now we are ready to fill the form in order to capture the response. So let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and here it is showing waiting for the webhook response. That means we have to do a test submission by filling up the form which we have selected, that is contact form in .form. Okay, so the next step is we have to click on the publish button, and here we can find the link of the form is given over here. So let's copy this link by clicking on copy link, and then we will open it in a new tab. So now the form is open in front of us. So we have to fill the details given in this form one by one in order to capture the response. So for that I am entering dummy details over here. So let's start with first name. So I am giving the first name as test and the last name as user. Let's enter a dummy email also. test66@pabblytudes.com. Okay, so this is the dummy email. Now let's enter a dummy random phone number. And after that, we have to enter the age. So there are two options, below 18 or above 18. So let's select above 18. And after filling up all the details, let's click on submit. So our form is submitted over here. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect and check whether the response is received there or not. And here we can find that yes, the response is received with the same details which we have entered in our form submission. Okay, now we have to move towards our next step, that is our action step. So here we want to add these details which we have just now received through Webhook response in our Google Sheet in the form of record. So for that, let's select our action application, which will be Google Sheets. Okay, let's select Google Sheet, and in our action event, we will select add new row, click on connect. And from the given options, let's click on add new connection. And after that, click on sign in with Google. Select the account and click on allow. And with this, we can find that very easily our connection with Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect is successful here. Why? Because I was already logged into my Google Sheets. And you also have to keep in mind always to keep log into your Google Sheets before making up a connection with Pabbly Connect, because it makes the connection simple and easier. Okay, so let's move on to the next step, that is filling up the following fields. First of all, it is asking us for the spreadsheet. So let me show you the spreadsheet which I have created for this particular workflow. It is named as Brevo Contact. So we are going to select this spreadsheet over there in Pabbly Connect. So we can find that it is already selected, and because we have only created sheet 1, therefore it is also selected over here. Now let's move on directly to the first name. So what we are going to do, we instead of entering the details manually, we are going to map the data by using our previous step, that is our Webhook response. Okay, why? Because we want that whenever this workflow will run in real time, automatically the details should be replaced with the new data and the workflow should not get stuck due to dynamic details. And when we map the data instead of entering it manually, the data automatically get replaced with the new data and we do not have to do anything manually. Okay, so let's map the data, and the procedure of mapping is very simple. We just have to select our previous step like this, and from that we have to search for the details. First of all, it is asking us for the first name, so let's search for the first name, and the first name is given over here, so let's select it, and we can find that it is mapped. In the same manner, we will add the last name also. Done. Contact number, email, and at last the age. Okay, now let's click on save and send test request, and we have got the response here in Pabbly Connect. So let's go and check in our Google Sheet whether we have received the data there or not. So yes, we can find that we have received the data with the first name, last name, contact, email, and age. Now let's move on to a next step of this workflow, that is creating new contacts in Brevo by using this response. So before that, I am going to add one more step in this workflow, that is filter. Why? Because I want that only the response which includes the age as above 18 should be added as new contacts in my Brevo. And I do not want to add the people who are below the age of 18 as contacts. Okay, so for that we are going to use filter, which is a feature by Pabbly. So let's click on this plus sign to add one more action step, and here we will select filter. So here I'm just showing you. So here, in order to show you how the filter action is used in Pabbly Connect, we are going to use the age criteria. You can use any other criteria and filter type you want, such as does not equal to, does not contain, exist, does not exist, empty, is not empty, or etc. So here for now we are going to use equal to filter type. Okay, so for that, first of all we have to select the action, that will be the age. So for that we are going to use our previous step, that is Webhook. Now let's select the age, because we want that the age of the person who is filling up the form should be equal to above 18. Okay, and if the age of the person is above 18, then only this workflow should continue further, otherwise not. Okay, so let's click on save and send test request. And here we can find that a response is success and the condition is true. Why? Because this person who has filled the form is of the age above 18. Okay, and if the particular person will be of the age below 18, then this workflow will not run further. So after applying the filter, let's move on to our final action step, that is adding the people who are filling up the form and are of the age above 18 as contacts in our Brevo account. Okay. So for that, let's again click on this plus sign and we will select our action application, that is Brevo. So you must know that Brevo is the new name of Sendinblue. That is, Sendinblue has changed its name as Brevo. So let's select Brevo, and in the action event, we are going to select create or update contact. Click on connect, and from the given options, let's click on add new connection. And as we do that, it is asking us for two details, domain and API key. So first of all, let's enter domain. So from where we are going to find this domain? For that, we have to go on our Brevo account, and here from the top, we can find that the domain is given over here. So this will be our domain, and here my domain is brevo.com only. So I'm keeping it the same. Let's move on to our API key. So from where we are going to find this API key? For that, again, we have to go on our Brevo account, and under the profile picture, we have to go on SMTP and API page. So let me take you to my Brevo account again, and here under the profile, we have to go on SMTP and API. And from here, we have to select API keys, and we can find that several other API keys are already created over here for different workflows. To create this new workflow, we are going to generate a new API key by clicking on generate a new API key button. And now we have to give a name to this new API key. So let's give it a random name as contacts. Click on generate. Now we can find that a new API key is provided to us. Let's copy it and click on OK. And now we have to paste it over here. Click on save, and we can find that our Brevo account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. And the next, it is asking us for the email, that is email of our new contact. So let's map it from the previous step. So here we can find the email. It is mapped, and we can ignore some of the fields over here. Now let's select the list in which we want to create a new contact. So I have created a new list named as contacts in Brevo, in which I want to create and add new contacts. Okay, so we will select that particular list from the drop down, and we can find that it is already selected over here. So you can select your own list. Now the next, it is asking us for update enabled. Facilitate updating the existing contact in the same record. So if we want to update this contact, then we have to select false, because I want to create a new contact with the response. Therefore, I am selecting it as true. Okay. Now let's move further, and directly we will come on the last name. So let's map the last name also. First name. We can ignore some of the fields over here, and at last we will simply click on save and send test request. So here we can find that we have got the response with an ID of the new contact which is recently created in Brevo. So let's go back on Brevo and check whether we have received the response there in the form of a new contact or not. So here on the Brevo account, from the left side, we have to go on contact section. And under that, we can find that yes, a new contact is created over here with the same details which we have received in Webhook response. Okay, so that means our workflow is successful. Now let's do one thing. Let's check this workflow once again by submitting a new response which is of age below 18. Okay, now let's go back to .form, and again we will copy this link and we will open it in a new tab, and we will fill the details, and at last we will enter the age as below 18 in order to check that this workflow runs correctly or not. Okay, so let's again enter some details. After entering the details, let's click on submit. And our response is submitted over here. Now let's go and check on the Google Sheet whether we have received the response there or not. And yes, here we have received the response, but final result we have to check in our Brevo that whether a new contact is created there or not, because we have applied filter on the basis of age. Okay, so let's go and check on Brevo. And here, after refreshing this page, we can find that no, we have not received the response here in Brevo in the form of a new contact with a name as demo user. Okay, that means our workflow is perfectly successful. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect and summarize what we have done in this workflow. So basically, we have taken 4 steps in this workflow: Webhook in our trigger, and Google Sheets, filter by Pabbly, and Brevo in our actions. So what we have done, we have integrated all of them by using Pabbly Connect in such a way that now whenever a new response will be captured through Webhook by Pabbly, automatically the response will be added in Google Sheets in the form of a record. And if the age of that person who have filled the form will be above 18, and then this workflow will continue and a new contact will be automatically added in our Brevo by using the same response. But if the age of the person who have filled the form will be below 18, then this workflow will not continue further. So we have used filter by Pabbly in order to create criterias for this particular workflow. So this was it in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can easily integrate many other applications by using Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can easily email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can easily reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you are having any pricing related issue with Pabbly Connect, you can easily reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful in any way, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel to learn more such automation.